Hello, hello. How's it going? It's me, Lucinda. It's Friday. It's Friday fun day, live sale and chat where I go slower and I point out different things about the vintage and antique costume jewelry that I have. Sometimes I have some vintage contemporary artisan pieces. And not only do I show um, you what I know after doing this for 30 years and loving it for, my whole life, pretty much, um, you all get to step in and chat with me about what you know, what you like, what you have to add to the conversation. Because, sorry, a notification just came up on my computer that was irrelevant to what's happening. Hi, Rose. Hello, honey. Hope you're doing well. Because while I know quite a lot, you can never know everything. I mean, you can know a lot, and I do, but you can never one person know everything about a subject. I know enough to be dangerous, and I know enough to feel confident when I tell you something. And if there's a question mark about it, I will always say, I believe this, but I can't I can't guarantee it. I didn't test it, or, it's iffy, or whatever, right? I'm very honest because I'm not here to uh, rip you off. I'm not here to, I'm here to try to make grocery money and hang out with a community that I've come to love and that is growing all the time, and to uh, enjoy myself doing what I've always loved most, which is vintage costume jewelry. So, uh, that said, if you ever see me talking about something and you are like, wait, you know what? I have that. And no, it's totally contemporary. It's just a repop because somehow like I missed that, or ooh, that is, a DNA, or that's not Italian. Those are Chinese repops. Whatever in the heck it is, speak up. Don't be afraid. Join me. Come on in. The water is fine. I'm Lucinda. Says so right there. So that's kind of redundant, but that's all right. We should introduce ourselves when we meet. Never know who's here. I know Rose is here. Rose, I hope you and your miracle are doing splendidly today or this evening. I live and work from Northern California, Mendocino County. And that is where, so that's where I ship from. I do not have a USPS person that comes on my, dirt roads and picks stuff up. So I have to take stuff to the post office. And so I do 2-week build-a boxes. That saves me time. And it usually works out that it saves you some money on shipping. I posted... There you go. Good, Rose. I posted about my new schedule. I'm on Tuesdays doing tabletop sales of clearing out household vintage. And then it will change to something else. I do Thursdays of low to mid-range costume jewelry, and Fridays higher end. And Fridays is the educational slow your roll chat as well. So Fridays I can go 3.5, occasionally 4 hours. So pour a beverage, leave and come back. And I don't do recaps. I don't find that they benefit me. So if you come in late, go back to the beginning, put your settings on chipmunk speed, the 2x, and scroll through, and then just drop in the chat, hey, I want ... Did it sell? And if it did not, it's yours. And based on that, I am now putting descriptions and prices with every item. So that takes me a little longer because I don't have a mod yet. But that way there's no confusion as to the price. This is the end of the 2 weeks. So there's a new policy about billing every week. I didn't get to that this time. There just wasn't enough. I was only on once last week, so there wasn't enough to bother with. But the new policy where I'm going to bill every week and you pay that invoice minus shipping the first week. And then the second week, I will add the rest of the items and clearly denote that this is the second, or even just send a second invoice, but include shipping for all of it on the second week. And there will be a note at the bottom of your invoice so that it's all really clear. Once I'm not selling household and only jewelry, I'm going to look into doing the post office flat rate small box. And I believe those are around like a flat $8 because it'll just be jewelry. And you can fit quite a few pounds into those boxes. So that'll help. I bill through PayPal and I ship with pirate ship. Yada, yada, right? Yada, yada, yada. If you don't have pirate ship, not pirate ship, you don't have pirate ship, although maybe you do. You might be a reseller and you have pirate ship pick. I don't know. I don't know your business. I know some of your business, but not all of it. You can check out as a guest. And if I've known you and been doing business with you for a while prior to 2026, and we have a different payment setup, that remains in place. If you need something different for a very important reason, email me and we'll talk and we'll see if it can work out. Okay. Rather than paying every week. So I'm a little flexible, not a lot. It's got to be a good reason, but I get it. We're all having a time. So that said, just don't be afraid to reach out and talk to me. I just unpacked a whole bunch of new stuff. So that'll be fun. And I did not get a chance to put my Jabbit pins on the beautiful vintage hankies because I got going on a whole nother trip to find earring wires and clear this thing out and do that. And then someone was here fixing the well pump and it went out of my brain. So next week it will be there. However, I'm going to show 1 or 2 of the Jabbit pins minus the vintage hankies. They need to come back and be seen because they are incredible. And if you don't know what a Jabbit pin is, we'll talk about it when we get there. I was just looking them up again today. They are trending hard. And from when I bought them to now, the value has doubled in this moment, if not tripled, depending on the piece. So I was like, wow, my prices then are going to be really good. And I'm not saying that to get you to buy them. I'm saying that because that's the truth. So if you are the winning bid today and I don't know you, and because you haven't bought from me before, that's fine. Just send me your information right there. That email, mscwalker@att.net. By tonight, your YouTube name, below that in a separate line, your real name with shipping address and zip code in one line, please. Not the 3 lines like on an envelope, but one line so I can copy and paste. Please and thank you. And your PayPal email address below that. And we're good. Okay. If I forgot anything, I apologize, and you can ask me in the chat. Most of it is a start. Sometimes it's a buy it now. So you would just put the item name in on a buy it now and claim it. Bum, bum, bum. And I hope everyone is having a really good afternoon or evening. It's an interesting time to be alive right now. So be kind, be gentle, be caring, be compassionate with everyone, no matter what you're thinking, feeling, because you don't know. It's also the holiday season. It's the winter season. This is a time of year where our elders and sometimes our youngers get really ill, go into the hospital, and even, pass on. So you don't know what's going on with your neighbors or that random person who's really mad in the grocery store line. So smile at them. Say hello. It's easy. It's easy. Okay, that was a lot of preamble. But, there's always a lot of preamble. So, what are we going to do? There's a lot of things that need to be said, and, so I'm saying them. Oh, I need to get, I have a really busy weekend. I'm visiting a friend on Saturday. I'm visiting a friend on Sunday. I'm going to my village group on Sunday after that. There is a thing called the Village Movement across America. Started in the 80s for people 55 and older who want to learn how to age, be ill, and hopefully die in their own home. And we have a village up here, and I'm so grateful for it. So I'm a member, and if you think that might be something that would help you because those are your goals, if at all possible, just Google the Village Movement and see what it's all about. Okay, so this is going to be a buy it now, and I have not tested it. If anyone, I don't know. I'm not going to test it because it was sold to me by someone who would have tested it. And so I'm not going to. If I do have my test stuff over here. So if I pick up a new piece and there's a question, I can do a quick little check. Okay, so this is a buy it now of a cuff. It's a really gorgeous cuff. Oh. Oh, Rose. Yes. Elder time is so precious. And, as a master in social work therapist, some of the work I did with the elderly and the stories and the things that they shared with me, just being in their presence, learning from them, it's invaluable. So this is gorgeous, right? It's got to be like a pewter. Because again, the person who sold it to me would have done a scratch test already. It's very dainty, and it is, I always need to do this to be totally clear, like a light orange pink, and dainty pinks, and almost a white pink. Sometimes I have to do this. And what is it? I think it's just an enamel, possibly a lucite. I'll shine a flashlight on it in a second. It is vintage. It's just so dainty. And I love this demarcation, but it's not a solder drop. It is the cuff itself. So let's see. Oh, it fits on. Wow, this is a problem. I like it and it fits on me. So it fits on my wrist and I did not have to adjust any of the settings. It is at the very top of my wrist and it has a good like 2-inch opening. So you could, so I'm a 7.25, which is a lady's medium is from a 7 to an 8. So I'm on the smaller, but not smallest side of a medium. And you could squinch that together more and bring it down to a 7. I don't think you could get into the small. But look how well it goes with everything I'm wearing. That's a problem. So if anyone comes in, you're watching the replay, just drop in cuff. It's no one is going to know that that's enamel. Oh, let's check if it's lucite or lucite when you're wearing it. It looks more like mother of pearl. And parts of it do have a green glow. So, and other colors do not. It's the color. See, the whiter one has the green. The purple, the pink, I mean, shows up purple, but it also has a touch of green. So, you know, it's lucite. It's some kind of lucite is what I'm going to presume. And it's beautiful. Weighs nada. Okay. Thank you for looking. I appreciate it. I appreciate you being here. I love how dainty it is. It's, you know, cuffs are often more like this cuff I'm wearing. Big and bold. You know, it's not, unless it's like the older copper, they're not teeny tinies. So, oh good Lord, I have next week a huge mess to clean up. Jewelry wise, I have been every day. I have been spending 2 hours cleaning stuff up, and I'm feeling good about that. I'm putting in the next item. Oof. I don't remember how much I paid for this. Probably not that much, but then again, what does it say on the back? I needed to. I always forget to look at the back first. Well, it does say China on the back, but here's what's fascinating. It's an antique. See the China? Boy, look how dirty that is. China. But so this is an antique China piece. So here is, and I don't think it was a shoe clip. I believe it was a collar or a scarf, like the jabbit type, you know, scarves and ties that men and women wore. This one was probably for a woman. There's the clips that hold it. It is just gold tone. But see this pattern in here and the way the metal is and the way it's slightly turning is a good, also it's a dress clip for crying out loud, or a tie clip. But this particular kind of metal, that's a good indication that it's much older. And just because, this is a good lesson, just because something says China does not mean that it's a modern item. You have to know what the item is. It doesn't say made in China. It says China. Now look at the front. to me, this looks like a heart. Let's get my light. I got to get this. There you go. Look at that. It reminds me of cinnabar, which would be very Chinese. And it is, that's weird. Let me do that again. It is some type of, it's hand carved little flowers. Look at the side work. This was definitely put on. This is not stamped. The back piece, this is hollow inside. The back piece is probably stamped metalwork from about 80, 90 years ago. But this was put on afterwards. And this celluloid, it's very, very soft. It's a very, very soft material. The lighting keeps wanting to take away showing it very well, which is bumming me out. That doesn't help. That makes it worse. Okay, let's change the mode. That helped a little. And it is this big. I'll give you a real measurement. So in a second. So honestly, I love these. And I do this with clip-on earrings. So, and these often came in two, but they also came in one. Because like I said, it would just go on your, I didn't do a very good job of that. I could get a vintage hanky out. It would just go on your tie collar or your scarf. Or right here. Let's do that. And that's why it has kind of the claws. So that it really holds on to the fabric. There you go. And it's still sideways, but it's like a dress clip. This is your brooch to just dress up your ordinary house dress is now a fancy going out dress, and put on some little pearl earrings or gold studs or, like that. V-cut dress, yep. And because it has those clips, it really grabs and holds, and it's still grabbing and holding after all these years. So, yeah, V-cut dress, Rose. I remember the days. I still do it. Still wear them, but I remember when I was 18. It's 1.5 inches long and 1 inch wide. And it's really, this metalwork is hand metalwork. From what I can tell, that's what it looks like. This there is like hand filigreed and then laid down over top. And the back, though, I believe is just a stamped cutout piece. Although, it's not screaming machine, but I'm just gonna go there. So that's my first little antique piece of the day. Thank you for looking. Oh, see, I think we need brooches are the hottest trending accessory for men right now. And something like this would be on a man's suit jacket lapel. And you told me, I think, Rose, wasn't it you, that your honey wears brooches. And I think men should go back to this. I don't know why they ever stopped. I don't understand things going in and out of fashion all the time. It's like whatever we like and whatever looks like really good, just leave it alone. But it's Yes, I will. And there's no magnetism. So on the front. So on the front, it's not magnetized because see, it was giving me the vibe of having maybe a little bit of gold overlay, but this back clip magnetized. And then again, not this piece, just this heavy duty clip. So might just be brass. I do not know. I'm going to put it in a bag and put it down. It's really interesting. And I could show this if anyone wants me to. I could open up my vintage hankies. And you know what? I didn't do that. Don't panic, puppy. It's okay, puppy. My poor puppy. He is at the point of everything is like, oh, do I need to move kind of thing. I don't know why. He's always been just a touch like really in tune with me, but he's never been a nervousy dog. He's like 12 and a half. He'll be 13, I think, in March. And he's just gotten this weird like, everything's out to get me kind of attitude lately. And he also is, sorry I'm doing this now, but I think it will help to give people an idea about this and a few other things. Sometimes we need to be shown our imagination. It makes things easier. But I think my puppy, I can see it. One of his eyes is a little, he's got some like cataract starting, and I think he might be a little deaf. And I'm thinking maybe a little bit of dementia. But I mean, we all get older, right? It's just, I mean, I taking care of my parents one after the other as they aged and died in their home. I had already done that in my 30s with my best friend. I helped hospice her while she died. She died at 31, 32. An unscrupulous person passed on the HIV virus. And then tried to blame her. And in fact, he infected like 15 women. And he knew he was a carrier. And this was when it was just starting and they didn't have the right meds. And, yeah. So I learned about death and dying and, of someone that you really love at a very, very young age. And, yeah. And then with my parents, I learned again and brought those skills back into practice. And you just, you never know. You just never know. Castor oil smear light on eyelash. Do I have? Yeah, it was terrible. Now, Rose, what castor oil am I smearing light on my eyelash? Do I have something on my eyes? What are we talking about? Rose, help me out. So here's one of the vintage hanky. I bought a lot, and like I said, they're intended for displaying things, and like the Jabbit pins. I really want to show you how pretty. So let's just pretend you're making, and I'm doing a rough job of this, a little pocket square. This is not perfect. This is not even. So you've got your little fancy hanky, and obviously it could be done better. Oh, thank you, Rose. I had no idea what we were talking about. Thank you. I will remember that. I appreciate that. So, and then, for instance, with this clip, you can't see that, but you would just clip this and have it arranged how you want, folded how you want, and clip the whole thing smaller or larger, or right here as a scarf on your dress. So it's an example. This is a bad example because I didn't set it up in advance, but you get the idea, right? Okay. Look it up. I will, Rose. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. So that is just one. I have so many of these hankies, and I'll show, the idea with the Jabbit pins as we move on down the road. But I think it's important sometimes, I can talk about things and I can say things, and maybe you visualize it with me and maybe you don't, Oh, good Lord, Rose, we're not going here today. I cannot believe it. I just got a whole ton more of vintage rings, costume jewelry. Some are copper, they're entirely different than the ones from the other day. I think that one's a cubic zirconia. Oh my good grief. I had no idea that's what the rest of that was in there. Okay, so we're going to move forward from that. Uh-oh. Okay. Okay. This is a artisan piece. Next week, yes. Next week I will do that, Rose. Oh my gosh. I cannot believe it. I really enjoy selling rings. I get them in a lot, and then I can sell them, pretty inexpensive, and everyone gets to enjoy it. So this is sterling silver. If y'all have been with me for a while, any of you that are here in the Lurkers Lounge, thank you. I've shown this off and on for quite a while now. And this is not costume. This is incredible. This ring, if you tried to look it up, I'll tell you what it is and I'll show you more of it. But let me take my amber one off. In trying to assess the value of this with all the different stones and the sterling silver, this is probably $200 or more ring. It's beautiful, and I'm still mystified to this day why it doesn't sell. I mean, I get like almost $70 start, but come on, it's worth it. So these are purple amethyst and green peridot, and there is about a dozen of each stone. And it is stacked up really high. Kind of reminds me of like half an egg. These little, I wish that would focus a little better. Let's give it a minute. What if I put it on black? I feel like that's just blowing it out. I don't like that at all. What about if I put it against the white? That's better. Okay, so there's 12 of the purple amethyst and 12 of these there you go, teeny tiny peridot, and then there's gaps in here. Let me show you the back and you'll see what I mean. See all the openings in the back? I hope this is translating better on your end than it is on mine. So I just put my finger there over the amethyst. All the stones are open to light. That is a sure sign of being semi-precious stones when they're left open like that. This is definitely an artisan piece that they built up. Here is the band. It's a double band to hold this mammoth amount on. And then they put lines, 2 little lines. It's kind of like a tree in that way. Around like that. It is sterling silver. I've had it a long time. Each one is prong set. Boy, my computer and the lighting is really, I don't feel like that's, Rose, you're talking to me. Is this focusing? Can you see this when I say, like, look at the prongs, when I say, look at the little holes in between the stones? Can you see this, Rose? Because I feel like it's having a problem showing itself. See, like right here in between these 2 amethysts is a hole. So it's incredible. If you know someone that's got a birthday coming up who loves these kind of stones, this, honestly, this is like a $200 ring. So the size of this ring is falling just on a 9. Just on a 9. See, there you go. That helps. So that's what I need to do. I need to show rings on my ring holder. That's better. And I do have the little ring holders, but they're covered in rings at the moment. So think about this piece, size 9. It's an incredibly good price. Light purple and peridot. And I can see from the sun, the sparkles, where'd it go? Let's get in the sun. The sparkles were just sparkling on me. And then, of course, whenever you do something like that, it won't cooperate. I can see it sparkling on my screen. Oh, well. Whatever. There it is. It's gorgeous. And it is, I love this ring. I don't want to keep it, y'all. I don't want to keep it. I've had it a while. It's 1.25 inches long by 1 inch wide. Yeah. So think about it. I love it. Maybe I'm gonna wear it. For the rest of the show. What do y'all think? Let's put the box over here. Okay, moving on. Thank you for looking. Thank you for lurking, lurkers. I appreciate it. Okay, I'm gonna show this antique coin silver bracelet. Antique bracelet. Actually, I don't think this one is not. This one is not coin silver, but it is European. So likely, this one is likely a 9, not a B, likely a 900 to, God, if I could type, sorry y'all, to 825 sterling based on its age. And it starts at, see, today I said I was going to bring the more expensive things, and I truly am. It starts at 62. Not everything is this expensive, so not everything. The person that I bought this from, I don't think they knew what they had. I've said this before. I'm saying it again. And when Rose has seen this, when I looked it up a couple weeks after I bought it, I was like, wow, holy shnikes. Oh, so it's upside down, of course. This is turn of the century. These were very common, made in Europe. There is the flower design, and you notice how large of a space is right here. I believe that was meant, that this was engraved. This is not stamped. And that was there so you could put the initials of your loved one that you were giving this to. Or maybe as a wedding gift, you could put both your initials, right? TC and HC or something when you get married, or the year or something like that. That's what I truly believe. And you could still take it to a jeweler and have that done. Now you'll notice right here, there is that tiny bit of wear, and also right here. Well, I cleaned this. When I first got this, there was a lot of that black. And I simply cleaned it with a very light solution of mild toothpaste and a cloth. And you need to be careful because this is all woven. This is woven. Each one of these is individually woven silver, and then with pieces coming out, connecting it to the next woven, diagonal, woven, and it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, pretty much 9 thick bands with the 2 that close it off. So you see here, I cleaned it. It had black like that everywhere. And I missed that one little area. You can clean it. Just be gentle because these wires can easily, with too much roughness, you can pull them out because they're hand woven. See, there's that one wire right there that came up. I pressed it down with needle nose pliers, and you can press it down again, or I can. So now the cool thing about how this also is how it opens. You pull this pin out, and when you pull the pin out, I should have done it the other way around. This piece comes undone from the back. That black right there is where they soldered it. You're not going to get that off. There is no markings. So this piece just goes down and locks, and it's still a very strong lock, and holds this piece in. Yep, there's the inside. It is, look these up. They're absolutely incredible. Made in Europe. So I've got too many things on at the moment. Yep. But it is a touch too small for my wrist by about a 1/2 inch. So to be on the safe side, I would like to call this a lady's 6.75. It's very old rose. It's so beautiful. I couldn't believe it when I found it. And I mean, it's silver. It's all silver. See the natural waves just from someone wearing it. It's Victorian, possibly Edwardian. So that's what it is. And, in terms of like melting value, if you were going to do something so horrific, sterling silver value in this day and age, sterling silver is, I think, I don't know. The last time I heard it was something like $65 an ounce. Might be up to 75 or 80. I don't know, but I would never melt this piece. That would just be a tragedy. So I would go with a size 6.75 wrist. All right. And for those of you who do not, and that's getting to the top of a lady's small. For those of you who do not know what that means, it is 2 inches wide. Okay. 2 inches wide. Now, Rose, honey, it's not $80. Honey, Rose. 80. What do you mean? Rose, honey, are you putting in an $80 bid for this piece? Because it started at 62, honey. Let me know what's going on. Are you saying it's from the 1880s? Oh, you think silver prices is up to 80? Yes, I 100% believe that, because with everything that's happening in the world, metals, it's not dollars or yens or whatever. It's always been metal, but right now the vaults are empty because of computers, AI factories, all this stuff. Silver, gold for all the chips, all the components, there isn't any. So it is sky high. Rare earth minerals, okay? Yeah, 80. No, I didn't think. I was like, Rose, you can't be putting in a bid of $80 for this. What's happening? Okay, thank you for looking. And like I say, I don't do recaps, but if you're interested, again, and so this is a flavor of what I do on Fridays. I slow it down. And I take a bite of my Chex Mix with cheese. And we talk about, what. Oh, no, don't apologize, Rose. I knew you couldn't be bidding 80 on a $62 item. That's why I called it out. Thank you we're chatting. You're supposed to tell me what, we're supposed to talk back and forth. So thank you. Okay, check this out. Anyway, I feel so grateful to have found that piece and to have it, hopefully not in my collection forever, but just for now to have my hands on it. Now this is not even mid-range. Price, but I thought it was really fun. It is a buy it now, and I literally just made these today. Part of what slowed me down, I was looking for earring wires, for crying out loud, for something else entirely, and jump rings, because I got a gift of I did that short of that beautiful antique blue glass bracelet. So I was looking for stuff, and I have all these jewelry makings, and I got caught up in like all the stuff I've had since I was a teenager, and then the 70s and 80s, and all the stuff I've been collecting since then. But I could not find the dang earring wires anywhere. So I finally found some that were on things, it was in the crafting lot stuff that I bought. And I was able to just make these right before, about an hour before the show. Now, this is a point in the afternoon, I'm sorry, in which the sun comes in. There's not much I can do about it. These are plastic. These, I don't know if this was originally on a necklace that someone took apart, or if, and I'm going to take them off of here in a minute, or if it was potentially like a super duper chunky charm bracelet, which I doubt, or if they were earrings. I don't know, but I got to tell you, I love plastics. And these, in case they look like glass, And I love everything about them. They are like a lime green. A lime green. Now, this time, the black clutch purse, that was my grandma's, probably come in really handy. Now that sun is too bright, and it only lasts for about 10 minutes. It's very annoying here. That's not helping. Let's do this. I'm moving you guys all around. I hope I'm not making you seasick. I'm sorry. There you go. See the green? That is the color green. It is a dark, dark green. I'm really trying to move the computer out of the sun. Having a hard time. And then the computer doesn't want to focus. And I just think I love them. This is probably from the 1950s, this plastic. And they are cut like the crystal necklaces. And then the green inside of there, it's almost like slag glass encased. And there's the bottom. I think they're fantastic. There you go. See that? Whatever my computer just did, the clear is clear, but the green is like a serious lime green. There's no mistaking it. And they are about 1.5 inches long. And they don't weigh anything. Yeah, so that's a buy it now. That's a buy it now. And I love these. And I've got a whole bunch of little things like this that I can make into some earrings, some brooches. So I found my winter project. Let's do, thank you for looking. Let's do Marcasite earrings. These are older. These are beautiful. Let's do these for $25. $25. These are so beautiful, and we'll get into what's marked on them in the back in a minute. I suspect, based on everything that I'm seeing with these, that these are older than the 50s. I would not, I hate to say this because, and this is where you have to make some of your own determination. So they're either 1960s or they're turn of the century made to look, or they're 1960s made to look like turn of the century, or they are turn of the century. They are that very dainty kind of 1910s fancy, Gilded Age, Down Abbey kind of look. I also say that based on the longer loop earring wire and the hook and the way it's attached and the quality of this. And these are sterling. Let me see exactly what it says on the back, and they're tiny, tiny on the back. Boy, I really need to clean this thing. I have a wood stove, and then I live surrounded by the country, which means lots of dirt and and wind and pine trees, and so it's really easy for things to get dirty. Oh boy. Okay. I've been through this before. This is hard to read. Okay, 925. It's right there. There's sterling silver. 925, and then an M. 925, and then an M, and like a backwards C. See, there's the 925 under there. So, and even the wire, it's all 925. And then there is an M and a backwards C. Maybe it's supposed to be an O. You got me. Does it look any different on this one? Let's just see. I'm just curious now. Oh, no pun intended. Let's just see. Yeah, I think it's like an M. I think it's someone's initials where they did like an M, and then they went back up and did a flourish. So that's the artist. And Lord knows there's no way I'm going to figure that out. Okay, I could spend a long time in that rabbit hole, and I'm not going to. So they're tiny, see? That's why I'm thinking not 60s, because they're just a little too dainty, and they're the poor man's diamonds marcasite, which was, it's always been popular, but it started being popular around before the turn of the century, but very much so in that period, so that you could have flashy, like, poor man's diamonds. So, and they're just so delicate. So, with the wire hanging down out of your ear, they're a little bit more than 3/4 of an inch. Yeah, they're just itsy bitsies. But I love that. And in the sun is where marcasite really sparkles. Okay, let me put these down. Again, thank you for looking. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to take another bite of this. Anyone here interested in whoop? Anyone here interested in very old Native American jewelry? This is what you call dead pawn. It's a little bit sad, but so it should go to a collector. So here's what happens. Dead pawn is identified by having the pawn ticket. Here is the pawn ticket. Okay. And the ticket number is 1896. It's from the Tuba Trading Post in Tuba City, Arizona. Trade pawn. The borrower was Robert John or John Roberts, and they loaned him $30 for this piece. And they put his social security, good Lord. The date the loan was due was 9/8/1991 with interest at 2%. Replacement value $75. Prepayment compilation $32. I don't know what that means. So I guess they needed to pay $32 to get it back. And they pawn out miscellaneous $30. Payment record $30. $2, and then $5, $37. This pawned item was redeemed by payment of the total amount due on 8/29/92. So 92, 8/29/92. It took this person almost a year to get their piece back. And even then, even though it says sold, I'm not sure that the original owner got it back. So let me take the piece out of this bag. So what the deal is with dead pawn is this would be a piece that was in that family for generations. I mean, up to maybe, and I don't know the age of this piece, up to, a couple hundred years or more. And it was passed down. This was their wealth. This is the back. And, our Native Americans had a really hard time of it. They lost everything and were put on reservations and discriminated against, and goes on to this day. So they would often take these cherished family heirlooms and pawn it to get $30 and pray that they could get it back. And they would do that over and over again. And a lot of the items wound up in places like with me. Look how long that pin is. This is, I'm going out on a limb and saying this is probably at least 100 years old. I don't need to test for if it's sterling. I know that it is. It is this beautiful, beautiful light blue. So for me, that gives me an idea of the mine that it would have come from. However, that said, it doesn't, because it being that old, if it truly is that old, and that's generally the story with this, then, it could have been from anywhere. And it is a brooch squash blossom. And it's pretty big. You can wear it. It's also just an incredible, you can absolutely wear it. It's also just an incredible collector's item. And I have not polished it or done any of that. If you want to do that, you can. The turquoise has been stabilized. We talked about that the other day, how all turquoise is stabilized. It's 3 inches long, 2 inches wide. Wouldn't you love to be able to make a piece like this? Because I sure would. Man. And it's, it's a little heavy. Not super heavy, but heavy. And I mean, so that's generally, I'm telling you the story about dead pawn. And it's usually kept with this because, that's all the receipts, right? I'm telling you the story of dead pawn. But, maybe this piece was made in the 70s. And hence the value of $30. Or I don't know. I mean, why in the 90s would you value a piece like this at only $30 and then to get it back a total of $37? Because I'm here to tell you that I could take this out and throw away the whole dead pawn thing and everything. And just from the sterling silver and the turquoise, this piece would be worth like $250, $300. And, no one would have to know anything about the dead pawn. So, yeah, there you go. There you go. Thought I'd bring it out and show it. I haven't shown it for a while. So, I've shown it now. Thank you for looking. If nothing else, it's interesting, right? I hope. I hope y'all are interested. If I'm boring you to death, tell me. Yeah. Okay. How about some necklaces? $3 to $6 on some shows. Rose. 3 to $6 on some shows of the dead pawn. Rose, honey, you have to fill in a little bit more information. Oh, thank you. Yes, hundreds more. Yeah. No, right? No, I know. The person who I bought this from, I was actually really surprised at the price. And I actually think that I'm asking way too little. So next time it's going to come back a lot higher. Because, yeah, it's like a $300 piece. I know. Okay, I'm going to do a necklace. And I am going to do this lovely side clasp pink. Pink side clasp. Yeah, I think it's been long enough since I've shown that I forgot, and I put in the price actually that I paid. So I would like to remove it entirely. However, I said what I said, and there it is, but I don't think anyone's going to claim it. And yeah, then it's going to go way up next time I show it. Because, yeah, I made a mistake. Uh-oh. I do that, I have so much jewelry, and I have stuff that I, have to show several times before it sells, and it gets put away, and I don't keep spreadsheets and all. It's just so complicated. And so sometimes I make a mistake, and you know what? When I make that mistake, it is to your benefit. Look up and research dead pawn. Look at that piece and how big it is, and if it was just standalone. So this is so pretty. And the dang sun and the light is blowing it out. But it's on Molly. This is my helper, Molly. She does a good job. It's a side clasp, and it's got 2 sections of these teeny tiny, incredibly sparkly light pink beads. And there is what? Let's see if I can count them. It's a vintage clasp. This is an older necklace. 1, 2, 3, 4. Even the seed beads, they're so tiny. I mean, they're such tiny seed beads that dates this back to like the 60s for me, or even 50s. It's like what you would hand embroider the clutch purses with in Hong Kong, the tiny seed beads. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. There's, I think, 14 to 16 strands in each one of these pink. So all together, there's like 28 maybe strands. It's so pretty. And I do believe that with the sun, the color is getting washed out because that's not the right color. It is. The sun's almost gone. Ooh, yummy. Pen and paper is easier. It is. Ooh, my maiden name is Tart. I love tarts. So here is the side clasp. Yeah, what is up with this light? Here is the side clasp. It is pink. So this is, I mean, you can see the 50s, right? 50s. This is more 50s than 60s to me, but I'll let it pass and say maybe 60s. I'm really bumming. There's nothing I can do about that sun right now, or I would. Once I have this office organized, I will. So what you do, there you go. What you do with this, just in case you don't know, is you undo the clasp. Hold on. Just like that. There is a little hook. God, this light is just egregious. Oh, well, Rose, if you're still in New Jersey, there's a little bit of family there, but not much. They're mostly in England. God, this is awful. The sun is, I can't, it's right in the way. Okay, so I don't even know where I'm at. So here's the hook, the clasp part, and here is the hook. And it hooks together. Hold on. Oh, it matches my earrings. Hooks together. And you wear this on the side. The clasp is not meant to be worn in the back. It's meant to be worn on the side. And, you know, these rounds of beads have gotten very, you know, they're a little bit all over the place. So it needs to be played with a little bit. And forget this necklace entirely that I'm wearing. Let's take it off. It's a rosary, actually. It's a very old rosary. There you go. And so you can put it up here. You could put it up here. You could hang this further down, like right here. And it's just really elegant. And the strands are meant to bunch up together. They're not meant to be separate. Yep. So that started at $29. And I would say late 50s, early 60s. It's very elegant. And these glass, you know, kind of marble earrings are a little too much because I would want the clasp, the flower clasp, to stand out with the pink rhinestones and the white one in the center. So, but you know. Okay, so now I have to get it off. And there you go. And it's made really well. It's got the end caps under there, the little acorn caps. So unless you yank on this, it's not going anywhere. And it went down to about here on me. So about 24 inches. About 24 inches. Okay, I'm going to torsade. Do you mean the side clasp is a torsade? I believe that's the word for it. Yes. And then, yes, like I said, these have gotten, see how they're like kind of twisted up? You can sit there and untwist them as you desire. But I'm, not going to do that. And they really are darker. Once again, I'm wishing for a white piece of paper. Yep, you can twist the beads. See, there you go. That's the pink color. That's it. It's pink, pink. I mean, pink, pink. It's not light pink. It's pink, pink. Pink, pink. Pink, pink. Love it. So pretty. Okay, and so that way, I just need to keep this vintage hanky over here the whole time. That way, you can also maybe actually really see the clasp. Boom. Oh my goodness. Talk about problems today. Okay, this needs to go in a bag immediately. Or I don't want to think of what I might wind up doing to it on accident. Okay. And if anyone's watching on the replay, reach out to me. Reach out to me. I want strawberry tarts. So is it in New Jersey where someone has a gas station, Rose? Acquiring minds. I think my father only had one cousin that he didn't try as hard as my mom, that he could really track down here in the States. But there's a whole lot of distant tarts. And I mean, I can say that's my maiden name because, this was my dad. He's world famous. He's out there. And, I still need to list his books. I have a whole bunch of his books autographed. They will be and are for sale. This one is my copy. This was one of his first books, Learning to Use Extraordinary Perception, or ESP. Yep. Lakewood. Yeah, I don't know. Next time you go in there, Rose, say, hey, did you know Charles Tart? Are you related? Price on the book, Rose? Well, this one's mine. This one's mine. So, but I'm pretty sure I have more of these, and the price on this book would be, this was a classic when it came out, and the heck did it come out? And it was used in colleges, universities. 1975. This book, if I have them, an autographed would be $20. Yep, that's right, Rose. We do. My dad, look up his name. So if you're interested, Rose, send me an email and I'll look in his books upstairs. Okay, thank you. Okay, let's move along. Oops. Yep. I mean, if they're autographed, I'm the only one as his daughter who has his books autographed. You can find them out there for much less, but they won't have his autograph. And there are people all across the world who revere and still revered, who revered and revere his work. So having his autograph, once I list these books, they're going to go pretty fast. I should have done it shortly after he passed, but I couldn't deal with it. He was very focused at the end about, bring me books so I can sign them for you. And I was like, Dad, that is not my focus. Okay. So this is Choice There's actually 2 bracelets and a necklace. And it is lower price, but I like to do that. I like to mix that in. Probably less than I paid for this. This is early 50s double with the sideways square in the middle, and then back together. Fold over clasp. Doesn't have a maker in it. It just has those little bump ups. Yeah, I have an interesting family. And there you go. My mom, yeah, interesting family. Rose. And cultivated, yes. Very. My dad was a researcher and a lecturer around the world. And I mean, yeah, interesting. So that fits me just. So I'd like to say size 7 to be most comfortable. This is double with these rectangles. Three rectangles, yep, 3 rectangles. And a fold over clasp. Let me change the light again right there. Yeah, that's so much better. Ooh, I love that. Yes, very good memories. Fold over clasp, and I want to see if it fits me. I think this one is a little small. Yeah. This one is small on me. So I would go with a 6.5, a medium ladies small. And this one is just the beginning of a ladies medium, size 7. Your choice, $5. And then this is just a single strand rhinestone choker. Fold over. That is the cheapest I've ever offered those. So there you go. There's all 3 of those. I will put these in a bag and put them away. Is there anything that anyone who is here is interested in looking at? Specifically necklaces, jabbit pin, brooch. Where is everyone? I don't know, Rose. You're the only one who's talking to me. I don't know where everyone is. I truly don't know. And I always try to bring a big variety on Saturdays. So I don't know. I don't know where everyone is. They're not here. But you know, Fridays are hard. Oh, Rose, you are welcome to be here. Don't worry about it, please. And tonight is expensive. You know, I have brought several items that are not expensive, but I've also brought a whole bunch of stuff that is expensive because that's what's happening. So here are these incredible sterling silver. I don't think this is coral, but let me take a look at it. I forgot the name. It's like it's a type of, I believe, pink quartz. I forgot the exact name, and they're pretty big. They are obviously, and they have teeny tiny post backs, so that helps date them. They are big. They are Native American. They are bear paws, and it comes with a certificate of authenticity. This article of jewelry is guaranteed to have been created and produced by American Indian silversmiths. The design and craftsmanship have been passed down from generation to generation. We just talked about that with the dead pawn. Native American crafts represent the only truly authentic American art form. With your purchase, you support the continuance of this ancient tradition. Please wear it with the pride that went into its creation. And then there's how to take care of them. So I would say this came from probably somewhere, one of the markets in New Mexico. Bacon stone. Yeah, that's a name for it, but it's not, it's not quite the right name. Now, so that is red coral, really nice older red coral. And yeah, I'm sorry I don't know the stone. It is a honking amount of sterling silver. It is really large, and they go like this. It's really large. And on the back, it is signed by the artist in a stylized bear, RB, and sterling. They're beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And again, they're an inch long and an inch wide. Absolutely, they're stunning. And these teeny tiny little post backs that are like the 1960 style ones, you need to, if you purchase these, you need to invest in a stronger, not plastic, but metal post back. These tiny ones, they're not good enough. Look how pretty that is. This is a serious investment in your jewelry collection. Running Bear. Oh, RB. Running Bear. Rose, do you know that for a fact? I'm still learning, but is that for real? Because and even if it's not, I like where you're going with it. I've never looked it up. I need to look it up. That is fascinating. I love that. I love that. And you know what? I got bears up here, and I want them all to keep running. Don't stop at my house when you smell me cooking salmon. Yeah, I know. See, I know. And the Rose, see, and people are going all these other places. So the thing is I would like to be asking $175 for these. I am bringing the dead pawn back next time I do at $200. I showed the spiny oyster and turquoise mine that was mined out, years before she got the turquoise, let alone when she made it and sold it to me. $225. People don't want to pay. Not on my channel. They have come to expect stuff that, is not where I'm going to remain. I will always love and sell my costume jewelry and my plastics because I love it. It calls to me. It speaks to me. I love it. However, I'm also selling items that, are really valuable. I will look that up. Thank you so much, Rose. I appreciate the tip. I really do. So this I'm going to put out, and I'm going to lose money on it. I'm sorry I didn't get lunch. So the bear paw earrings, I will look up. Thank you, Rose. The same as the, you know what? The dead pawn is no longer for sale. I just said it. It is not available. If you're interested in it, we can do a silent auction. It starts at $175 through Sunday, and I'll let the winner know on Monday. You can email me back and forth, and I will respond through Sunday. Starts at $150. So you email me $150. I'll let you know that, you're first. Someone else might email me $160. I'll then let you know that you're the winning bid at the moment, and I'll let the person who bid $150 know that they have to go higher than $160. And by Sunday, it'll be closed. Okay, so this is going to be a buy it now, and I don't think I have that many people in here. I guess I'm boring them to tears. Yeah. So we'll see. Rose, it's you and me. Rose. I think. So we'll see, it's 5. I intended to go till at least 6, but I'm not just gonna, sit and show items if nobody wants to come in here. So, because I don't do recaps, and I tend to show a lot of things at once because, thank you, Rose. Because that way we get to talk about a plethora of different items and learn from each other and hopefully have a good time. I don't know, maybe we're not having a good time. Me and Rose are having a good time. Or Rose and I should say. Okay, this is less than I paid for this. But I don't know. I mean, I could hidey hole it away for a long time, but I kind of just get the impression that no one's really party roast, you and me. I have my Chex Mix with cheese in it, and I got my beverage, and you got strawberry tarts. What beverage do you have, Rose? Ew, hi, Dave. Hi, Dave. Send me a strawberry tart. I want one. So this is, I'm trying to look at the hallmark. Yeah. It's a vermeiled is how I say it, and I always feel like that's wrong. 925 marked on the back. Now that the sun's gone, the light isn't enough. See? It's right here. It says 925. Oh no, right here, sorry. It's from the 60s. Filigree peacock. From Italy. These were traditionally from Italy. So it's sterling silver, and it has that kind of wash where it's made to look like gold. It's a lovely little pin. The part down here and around his neck is enameled, which is also very, if you think of cloisonné work, that kind of enameled in with the gold wire. Makes sense, doesn't it? And then I believe these are 2 tiny pieces of turquoise. But because of the way it feels and the way turquoise is stabilized. Hold on. No, it's turquoise. It feels like turquoise on my teeth. It does not feel like a resin. 1960s, possibly 70s. Oh, root beer and the tarts are gone. Dang it. I used to eat a lot of Pop-Tarts. It is 2 inches long and 1 inch or 2 inches wide and 1 inch long. My father's name, because of tart, we called him Pop-Tart. So then when he became a grandfather, his German grandfather's name was Pop-Pop. So I guess it's a Germanic thing. So his name was Pop-Pop. We all called him Pop-Pop. And my mom's name when we were teenagers and little brats was, and she wasn't large woman at all, was Blueberry Tart. And then as a grandma, Nana. Pop and Nana. Okay. So, yep, 24. Sterling silver, hand filigree work with 3 pieces of turquoise and enamel. Go in, go in, go in, gone. Oh, y'all, I don't know what to do. Rose, what do you think I should do? Should I mean, we could sit here and me and you and Dave can party. We could put on some dance music, but then I'd get a copyright strike. Oh, good Lord. I'm going to show this. I'm going to show, I think I'm going to show 2 more things and just do a 2-hour Friday. I mean, I've been on 2 hours. Well, I was 15 minutes late. So, but an hour and 45 minutes. And the only person that's talking to me is my friend Rose. And people are popping in and out and they're not hanging. They're not staying. So, and I mean, what, blah, I don't know. I mean, I'm not mad at anyone, but at some point you just got to go, yeah, never mind. I'm okay with that. I can have an early dinner and, whoa, I can't believe the prices. Yeah, people surf. I know they do. I know. And you know what? I mean, I don't blame them, but like Whatnot, that was one of the reasons I decided to not do Whatnot because my daughter is a millennial or a Gen Xer, or I don't even know all these things anymore. And they're impatient. And they are like, I'm going over here, I'm going over here, I'm going over here, I'm going, and I'm like, and Whatnot, they're constantly cruising. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing that. I can't, it's just not my style. I can't handle that. So it's not going to work for me. Look at this. I am pretty dang positive this is check glass brooch. And I have been trying to hold on to it. I've had it for over a month until My buddy Noelle comes back because she collects this. She's on a long vacation right now. But it's literally been a while, so I'm done. So this is this incredible emerald green. Look at it. I say that a lot. Look at it. It is, I mean, deep. It reminds me of Elizabeth Taylor or something. And I based on everything I know about check glass and being able to just know it when I see it, and even the person I bought it from after I bought it, I'm pretty sure it is check glass. And it's all emerald green. There is no other color. On gold. Stands up really tall. It's like this beautiful exploded star. Yeah, that whole bopping around, I can't do that. When I go to a sale, I'm at that sale. I don't leave and go to another sale. But, I mean, I have customers who watch 2 at once. Here is the swedge pin. The pin sticks out. It's 1950s. Look at the puddling. The gold, it is so good. The puddling is the metal. It is so good. It looks like brand new. It is just gold color, but it looks brand new. And that says a lot about the quality of this. And I'll tell you another thing. And then the prong setting are done so well. And it's very rare that I have a gold one of these with check glass. Usually it's silver tone color, not gold. And this one, someone loved this. This was, I mean, really, look at it. It looks brand new. Someone got this as a gift and wore it only on, Christmas or something, and then tucked it away in their box. And like I said, I've been trying to hold on to it until Noelle came back, but I have money invested in things. So finally I was like, well, it is 3 inches in diameter. It's a little tough to measure because this curves back and down on the sides right here, just a little. See that? It's glorious. Mm-mm. Well, yeah. On that note, thank you, Rose. Thank you to anyone who was here lurking tonight. I appreciate you. This needs to go in a bag. I think I'll show the jade necklace, and then that's the last thing I'm showing tonight. And I'm just going to call it. And I'm visiting friends this weekend and Saturday and Sunday, visiting friends and invoicing. And I have all these vintage hankies to decide which designs I'm going to put the Jabbit pins on. And then the ones that are left that don't go with the Jabbit pins, I'll wind up selling on Tabletop Tuesdays. So pretty. I love these. Oof, I love them. Okay. So one more item. And then I'm going to go at my Chex Mix. And, I'm making a pasta for dinner tonight. Keeping it super simple. I've never showed this before. Again, this isn't, you see roses. I bet there's some in there. I betcha. Now, this is not inexpensive. Sorry, but I did say yesterday that today I was going to bring, high-end items. And maybe that's why no one's here. Maybe they were like, uh-oh. I can't afford that. Not happening. I'm not going to show up. Can't afford it. And I get it. But I do. I have the rhinestone stuff, $5. Thursdays, stuff so cheap. Tabletop household. But then there's the stuff that, I can't. I pay up, you pay up, and I pay. Even with me paying up and you paying up, it's still less than half of what it's actually worth. Steph, hello. Oh, Steph, honey, I pulled that. Steph, I'm so sorry. I let it ride, and about half an hour into it, I was like, you know what? This thing is worth $200 or $300, and that's what I paid for it. I made a mistake, and I'm so sorry, but I pulled it. So, Steph, hello. First off, hello. Welcome. So, Steph, what I decided to do with that was to start it at 150 in a silent auction. So till Sunday. So if you are interested in it at a starting silent auction of 150, send me an email. And I got to tell you, there hasn't been that many people in here. So at 150 by the end of Sunday at say 8 p.m. our time, Pacific Coast time, PDT, you would probably win it. But it is a silent auction till Sunday. I'm sorry, honey. I've only done that 3 times in 3 years, but I just was like, I can't. This is this beautiful light green opalescent classic butterfly jade. This is a vintage piece of very thick, beautiful jade. I know, again, this light is not at the right setting. That's a little better. That's good. So it's just a very light green. It's got lots of opal essence. And again, Steph, I really apologize. I don't do that. There has been many times I've put an item out because I don't do spreadsheets and all that. And I realized, oh my Lord, I'm putting this out at what I paid for it a year ago or whatever. And I let it ride and people get lucky. But that piece, I was like, wait a minute, what am I doing? So yeah, I really, I'm very sorry. I don't do that as a rule because it's not right and it's not fair to people like you at all. And I know that. But this time I did it. So if you're interested, silent auction, email me, 150 start. So this is beautiful. It's super thick. And it is just on this, black satin cord with a knot. It's not on a chain. I would leave that up to your personal preference. If you want to put it on some type of cord or you want to, put a big jump ring through here and put this on a chain, it's very heavy. Let me put it against black. I did bring Steph a pair of earrings very recently. I mean, in this sale. that Rose thinks the RB in the bear stands for running bear. And I think those were an incredibly reasonable price. They sell for a lot. So maybe that's something you're interested in. I don't know. I'm sorry, honey. I don't know if that helps to see the overall design or not. If you know your jade and you like vintage jade, then you'll like this. It is a big, big piece, and it is hand carved. It's opalescent. I wonder if it, I'll give you the dimensions in a minute. If it glows. No, it's just purples. Just purples. I was wondering that. It's jade. I don't think jade traditionally glows, although there was something somewhere in my mind where I was like, wait a minute, doesn't jade glow? But this one certainly doesn't. I do remember someone saying that recently, but this does not. And it's a light green with yellows and hand etched. It's a butterfly. The top is its antennae and head, and then it has like stylized wings. And the carving on the sides here, almost, it reminds me of like koi fish. See the body right here? And it's big. Big, big. Today was an expensive sale stuff. So there's a few things that were, very inexpensive, but I said on Thursday that today was going to be one of those like definitely higher end. So it is 2 and a little over 3/4 wide, this piece of jade, and 2 1/4 inches long. And it's a 1/4 inch thick piece of jade. The jade that's out there nowadays cannot come close to vintage jade. It's not the same. The quality that they dig up, it's not the same. So there you go. Boom. Okay, this is going in a bag or back in a bag or whatever. I love this piece of jade. Sorry. I got excited about it and inhaled the wrong way. I would, if I were going to keep this, I would take it to a jeweler and put a good jump ring and buy a good chain. And you can look up vintage butterfly carved jade. Goes for a lot. Yeah. Thank you, Rose. Yeah, and you see, I knew that someone might come in here, and I was just like, I just can't sell it for that. And now it's Steph, and I feel terrible. Sorry, Steph. So I'm at a loss. If I didn't even show a jabbit pin. I didn't show any of my blues and sterling silver plastics and really old this. But this has been seen before. This has not been seen for a while. This beautiful, delicate sterling silver hasn't been seen for a while. But I just it's been a strikeout night, which is okay. I have done really well, and I've had a really great time this week. And I have changed my business model 3 days a week, and I'm feeling good about it. I'm feeling like it's going to work out well. And Fridays are not always going to be this high of prices. No, not at all. But I do have items that are that expensive, and they're still a lot less than their actual value. So since I decided, hold on. Since I decided to not do other selling platforms, I have to bring that stuff occasionally. So that's what I got, y'all. I mean, I don't. I have a lot more, but I don't. Tonight's not the night. So you know what I'll do? Okay, Rose, love you. I'll see you later. Steph, if you see something, let me know in an email, and I will be back on Tuesday with my household tabletop sales, and then the Dead Pond silent auction through Sunday starting at 150. Email me. I will let you know your status at every email. Not in the middle of the night, certainly, but and next Friday I'll have the Jabbits, and Thursday will be low to mid-range costume, and that's it. And Steph, if you see anything at these prices that you love and you collect, or the items I brought that were very inexpensive that you want to, turn around or flip, or someone who wants, let me know. And anyone else who's watching on the replay, if you see something, just email me. Nothing sold tonight, so email me. And I'll see you next week. I hope everyone has a wonderful weekend. Okay? Thank you all for being here. Thank you for lurking. Thank you for your support. Be kind. Doesn't cost you a dime.